Hi guys, what's up? This is Sophie Talks WWE and we are back again for another predictions video. And I've got the matches here courtesy of WWE.com, so they should all be correct. And there's no face cam today, it's just going to be audio. So I'm going to pop up a few pictures, maybe some videos, so that you have something to feast your eyes on whilst I cover these matches. So the first one is the Universal Championship match, Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. Brock Lesnar's going into this as the champion, and the build-up for this has been absolutely amazing. Definitely the best build-up on the card, and I believe everyone's excited for this match. I haven't heard a bad thing said about it. So you can obviously make your predictions yourself in the comments, but for me, I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar. I do not think Joe is going to get this title, just because of the fact that Brock is probably going to face Reigns or Braun at SummerSlam, so I don't see him losing it to Joe. Even though that would be nice, so we could have a champion that is actually around every single week. But regardless, Brock Lesnar is 100% winning this, and Samoa Joe is just going to have to either face Reigns or Strowman, whoever wins at SummerSlam, for the title, and I believe he will win it before the end of the year. Okay, so the next match is an ambulance match, something that we haven't saw in a while actually, so that might be exciting. But you know WWE, they seem to bring back matches and they don't really seem to be that interesting, but you know, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It's an ambulance match, which is always exciting, and we've got Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman, and the build-up for this has also been pretty good. I can't really deny that it's been interesting enough, considering it's Roman Reigns, who obviously I'm not that big of a fan of. But this match, see, it looks on the card anyway, it looks to be a really interesting match. And the outcome, I'm not even too sure, because this isn't for a championship, it's just for pride really. So I would love Braun to win this. It would just be so good to just shit on Reigns and have Braun win it. But at the same time, is Roman Reigns going to lose to Strowman in an ambulance match? That's what you've got to think about really. Now the build-up has kind of been equal, you know, nobody's got the upper hand, but obviously, as the going home show for Raw, for this pay-per-view, Roman Reigns was the one that came out on top, but do we really expect anything less? No. Which really doesn't give us an indication of who is going to win, but in my opinion, I'm going to go with Braun Strowman. But obviously, comment below and I would love to discuss your opinions on that match. Okay, so next up is the Raw Women's Championship match. We've got Alexa Bliss, who is the champion, versus Sasha Banks. Haven't really been following this that much, I have to be honest. So I'm not really going to give an in-depth discussion or opinion on this. I'm just going to go with Alexa Bliss to retain, because out of the two, Alexa is definitely my favourite. Okay, next coming up, Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. And this build-up has been, in my last video, you would have heard me say, incredibly boring. These Bray Wyatt promos are just awful and slow, and I don't know, I'm just not interested at all in what he's got to say anymore. And as for Seth Rollins, I'm not really sure what is going on with either of them, because as we know, they've both got amazing talent, and they're both, you know, on paper, could pull off a really, really, really amazing match. But that's me talking about Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt last year. This year, I'm not even too sure. But, you know, I've got to make a prediction, so this isn't for anything either. This is just a standard one-on-one match. I'm going to go with Rollins, because the way Bray Wyatt's been going recently, I don't expect anything from him in this match, apart from a few back bends and maybe a Sister Abigail that Rollins is inevitably going to kick out of. So, you know, I'm going to go with Seth Rollins for that one. Now this one sparked up a lot of interest within me. 30-minute Iron Man match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. This is Cesaro and Sheamus, versus the Hardy Boys, and Cesaro and Sheamus are going into this as the champions. And obviously, deep down in my Hardy Boys heart, I would love nothing more than to see the Hardy Boys get the titles back. And as we've heard, you know, the broken gimmick may or may not be coming soon. We're not really too sure. But if they go into this, win, so they have the championships, and then debut the broken gimmick, it could all be perfect. And if we got to see that, I would be so happy. Now, speaking of that, the Hardy Boys have been on a weird road recently. Nobody expected them to lose the title so quickly, so that would indicate that maybe this would be the time to have them win it back. But at the same time, Cesaro and Sheamus are kind of like the OP tag team on Raw. If you have to think about it, they've won quite a lot of matches, held the titles for, a particularly long time, and as much as I hate to say it, I do believe that Cesaro and Sheamus will, at the end of it, have the titles, but not by a pin. I'm going to say the 30 minutes are going to end, and the two are going to be still wrestling, and then we come to a draw. Or maybe, I'm going to say it's going to be a draw. So Cesaro and Sheamus are going to retain the championships. Hardy Boys are not going to win it. I feel like there's going to be some kind of ladder match. Or, what the tag team thing is like on every pay-per-view. But especially for SummerSlam, I feel like the Hardy Boys are going to win it then. So for this, you wouldn't want the Hardy Boys to go out on a loss because that would just make them look awful. But, you have to make them not win the titles in some way. So I'm going to say this is going to end as a draw. Okay, the next match, which, it's my boy, but The Miz versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title. Now, The Miz going into this as the champion. And, we've recycled this feud about 30 times in the last 2 months. So, really, really, really not looking forward to this unless the entourage are going to be there. So, they obviously are going to play some part in this. And do I really want to see Ambrose win the title again? Obviously I do, but it just feels like we're going around in a big, big, big circle with Dean. And it's really sad, obviously. The Miz is going to be in some kind of trouble. The entourage are going to step in. And honestly, it breaks my little heart to say this, but it's going to end in a disqualification and The Miz is going to retain. As much as I don't want that to happen, I have a feeling that's exactly what's going to happen. Because what is with these loud cars nowadays? Loud cars, loud bikes, just piss off. Anyway. I can see what was I talking about? The Miz being in some kind of trouble, the entourage coming in and causing a disqualification. Because every Dean Ambrose match that includes a title has never ended clean. He's always either there's been some kind of trouble or there's been some kind of controversy. So, but if this is going to be the end, I hope to God this is the end of their feud because I am sick to death of seeing these two together. I just want Dean to do something new with anyone. Just put him against anyone new, not The Miz. I am sick to death of this. So, The Miz can keep the title all he wants. I want Dean to go on to better things. The Intercontinental Championship has been held by him and it has been probably the worst thing he's done. Let's be honest, the last title run he had, I have to admit, was so awful. And I don't say that hating because obviously I love Dean Ambrose, but in the mid-card he's faced everybody. He's literally faced everybody numerous amount of times and I just feel like he needs a fresh start, and winning the title would not be that fresh start. So The Miz is going to retain via DQ, unfortunately. Okay, in this match I'm really, really, really excited for. Enzo Amore versus Big Cass. And this build-up has been so good, in my opinion anyway. I've been really, really liking it. We never thought this would happen. Well, we did, but not this soon. So this is really interesting. And, okay, let's just look at them for a second. Look at Enzo and look at Cass. You cannot make the entire WWE universe believe that Enzo Amore is going to beat Big Cass clean, because Cass is 7 foot tall and Enzo's about 2 foot tall, so there's got to be some kind of controversy, or just Cass is going to win. If Enzo is going to get the win, it's definitely not going to be clean. There's going to be some kind of, maybe not an interference, because Enzo doesn't really have anybody else. He's just kind of on his own. Same with Cass. So I don't believe there's going to be an interference. Maybe. I can't see it ending in a DQ. So honestly, I'm going to have to go with Big Cass. As predictable as that seems, that's going to be the best outcome. Because I believe, ever since they started being a tag team, I've always loved Big Cass. And I feel like out of the two, he's the one that's going to go on to greater, better things. Enzo's a flash in the pan type of guy. I do like him, you know, maybe he can be a bit repetitive. Some people find him a bit annoying, but he's going to stay around. But I feel like Big Cass is going to be the one that shoots up and does great. So for this little start-up match, I'm going to go with Big Cass for the win, clean. Okay, and now we have the kickoff match, which I talked about in my previous video, which I don't know why this is a pre-show match, because Neville versus Akira Tazawa could potentially be the best one of the night, you know. On a normal card, that's astonishing. That's such a good match. Neville going into this as the champion. I don't see Akira Tazawa winning it, unfortunately, because of the stuff he's been doing on the main roster at the moment. It's just really not been something like building up to be a champion, if you know what I mean. So honestly, I feel like Neville's going to win this clean. But, you know, regardless of the outcome, this is going to be such a good match. So if you're thinking about not watching the kickoff show, I suggest that you do, just because of this match. Maybe it'll open your eyes to, you know, the 205 guys, because they haven't really been getting the credit that they really deserve, especially these two, because I know for a fact that these two are going to put on such a interesting, amazing match. So, yeah, go and stay tuned for that, because I feel like it's going to be good. But Neville is certainly going to come out as the winner and keep the championship. Okay, so that's the full card, guys. 8 matches. I'm feeling that the ambulance match and that Universal Championship match are going to go on for an hour themselves. So, yeah, that's definitely enough matches. And you also have the 30-minute Iron Man match, which is 30 minutes, so you know. It's going to be a very interesting pay-per-view in my opinion, probably one of the best of the year, because they've been a bit lacklustre recently, and I'm hoping the build-up before SummerSlam is going to be really good. So comment your predictions below, or, you know, just hate me for mine. Either way, just drop a comment and we can discuss all this, because, you know, it's an interesting little pay-per-view in my opinion. The matches look amazing, so if you like it as well, drop a like and please subscribe, because I'm making videos as much as I can. Obviously, I uploaded one yesterday. I'm uploading one today. I'm trying my hardest, guys. So, you know, drop a subscribe, comment below, like, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in my next video.
Straight balls of fire!